Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. I apologize for the Blazemut video not being up on my usual upload days. We are making up for that now to get us back on track, as in every other day. When I went to upload it, it went through an extended check time for some reason, and then it just stopped processing, so I had to re-upload it anyway. Second time I re-uploaded, came up fine. So I do apologize for that. There was nothing on my end. That was something going on with YouTube that day. I don't know what it was, but nonetheless, today we're talking about Anubis. So Anubis, you know and love, especially when it comes to his handiwork capabilities. He is definitely your top handiwork person. Very easy to breed for him, especially early on. But what we wanted to test today specifically was combat capabilities. So we're going to be testing how the PAL does itself, and then also with his partner skill. While fighting together, applies ground damage to players' attacks, sometimes dodges attacks with a high speed sidestep while in battle. We are specifically going to be using his specialty skills, which is the forceful charge, the ground smash, and spinning roundhouse. And these are all specific to Anubis. They can't be bred off of him. They are only for Anubis. So we'll be testing those. We're also going to be testing the applied damage, and I wanted to see his combat capabilities by himself with Dumuds stacked behind him. So we do have those guys going. I've done a lot of breeding in the past couple of days, trying to get a lot of this other stuff done, specifically the Astigons that I all maxed out for my mining operation that's going on. And now we're going to be finishing up the work Anubises as well, or Anubi, to basically kind of see where we can go with that in particular stuff. So nonetheless, and if you haven't used Anubis for his handiwork, then I really don't know if you've been living under a rock or something when it comes to this game. But nothing against anybody, but this is definitely something that I would highly recommend, is getting a 4-star Anubis with 10 souls into his work speed, because you can really crank out the numbers when it comes to this with items that are being made, especially when it comes to the grinding of legendary PAL balls. And if anybody's wondering how I stack these, it was just kind of like a manipulation of doing the stacking of the plots. You use benches, and the way that I did it is I already had this one on the lower, so I started out with a bench facing this direction, and then kind of went up and then twisted to where it was facing like this, and then like so, to where eventually at the top end it was facing about like this, directly over top of the table, which was that top one there, and we were able to squeeze that one also in the middle. So we got 3 going. They work on all of the top, mid, and bottom. And the good thing about this is that the Hell Zephyrs, I have not tested any of the other transporters, but specifically the Hell Zephyrs will pull off of the top as well. So with that being said, I do have 4 Anubises over here, and that's my work group essentially at this point. 6 Bushis in total. We got 2 over on this side and 2 on the other, and then I have 15, no, I think it's 12. Yeah, I think it's 12 Astigons for the other stuff. Because the metal is so easy to get going, I just leave the Anubis over here for the metal itself, and then they can kind of get done with the crafting there and then come over here to the metal, max that out, and it's not any slower. The amount of metal that you get from this is going to be more than you can actually make into PAL ingots anyway. But yeah, we will be doing a video kind of showing the best way to optimize your legendary PAL spear making. With 4 Anubis over here, it makes making these very much easier. As you can see here, it actually creates them pretty quickly. And right there, that's $4.5 million that's being made. And just to kind of show you how quickly we can get this done, we do have approximately 100 million coin. One of the guys that's in the Discord, we the best baby, is his tag up in there. He has actually broke 1 billion. So he is now the Jeff Bezos of PAL World. Congratulations to him for doing that. Nonetheless, we are going to be testing the capabilities of Anubis with the Gobfin stacks first, and then we will also test with the Dumuds as well, which we have 3 that we're going to be rocking while we're doing world bosses, and then 4 for a total for when we're going against some of the tower bosses. So we'll do a little bit of testing here to see what kind of damage that we can get out. But as of right now, Anubis is sitting at 7,000 health, so that's a good chunk right there. And he is at an 82 with his health for the IV, a 71 with attack, and 91 for defense. Defense is a bit low, and this is full souls as well, full 4-star partner skill, but his defense is only at 985, which is decent. He's a smaller target, so he'd be able to dodge more, and with his partner skill ability, with the sometimes dodging attacks at high speed while he sidesteps, is something that can kind of negate a little bit of that, especially with him being a fault beside of pal rather than a riding pal. But if necessary, we can correct that by throwing a rush or hot dog on him and putting him out to that to boost up his defense. As far as my in particular stuff that's going on, we're going to take a mind wipe and get us back up to some better stats here. I'm going to grab another one of these. So ground is strong against electric. So first one that we're going to go after is Dionysus Lux, just to kind of show what kind of damage that we can do to something that is a higher up pal. Ooh, that actually worked. So that's something that has plagued the Xbox community, or probably on PC as well. Let me know, because I don't play on PC for a while now. Is this in particular fast travel node was not working properly, because every time that you try to fast travel it, then it would just put you to the closest base that you were at. So usually you had to either go here or here to get anywhere. So I'm actually really happy about that. It looks like they made the ground actually solid around here too. So maybe we won't fall through the earth as often, but only time will tell. This will probably be a pretty quick, we'll command aggressive. I actually didn't drink the memory wipe yet. Maybe I should do that. How much weight am I carrying? 260 something. So we will also feed ourselves a hamburger. We're gonna have to repair that AR here before too long as well. Let's go ahead and reset our stats. We will do 500 into weight. I'll say 400 into weight. No, we'll do 500 into weight, do 200 into stam, and then the rest we will put into attack power. Actually, we'll put in, do 170 into stam and do 800 into health, do 150 stam, 1000 health, 5 and 5, and the rest into attack power. This should be very, very quick. Yeah, that's not surprising at all, but yeah, that was very quick. He dropped the hammer as I was dropping the hammer, and the hammer was dropped. So when it comes to other electric pals, late game at least, there's not really any that are higher than Dionysus. I guess like mid game you could talk about Masanda Lux, and then you also have mid game, I'd say mid to early game, Relaxosaurus Lux, whatever you want to call it. Test him against Blazemut, see what we can do here. One mag, and he's dancing around. Oh, there he goes. There you go. So one mag and an attack from Anubis got him down pretty good. So yeah, we have dirt or ground as being our main attack, but we're going to be switching this up a little bit here, and we are going to take and put Muds to stack behind him. And this time we will also feed him a burger first, and then if he does not do well against Frost Stallion, then we'll give him a rush or hot dog, but he might do pretty good. We'll see. Yeah, let's go ahead and feed him a hamburger. We're now at 3,166 attack, so we got some pretty good attack right there. And that's only with a 71 attack power on his IVs, so that can get a bit higher than that. But we will test him as is. He is doing his attacks at least, but Frostallion keeps on doing some wild stuff here. Although with his flying kick ability, seems to be getting stuck on stuff. She's doing some wild stuff today, too. She's all over the place. We'll let him have the last hit here. Boom. So yeah, did some pretty decent damage there, but he lost about 4,000 to 5,000 health, I'd say. So that defense is playing a bit of a part there. So I guess when we go against the tower bosses, we will feed him a rush or hot dog, and I'll probably feed myself one as well. One thing that I think that actually might be good, because I'm running this with Ferocious, Musclehead, Legend, and Lucky, so you can really put any moves that you want on there to have like a decent amount of damage. I wanted to build one with Earth Emperor, but I just didn't have a chance to do so. So far, so good. He's still doing pretty good damage. So now let's see how he does against Phalaris. So we'll put a rush or hot dog on myself, and we'll just keep him with the burger, because Phalaris isn't too bad with the hits. Catching fire is a problem sometimes, but this should be pretty all right. And then if he does all right against this, then we'll probably go against Orzek. And then if we end up going against Shadowbeak, then we'll probably feed him a rush or hot dog at that point. I have two different musics playing right now. This is kind of just annoying. He is stuck in the air for some reason. What is going on? It's the remix. Phalaris may have not been the greatest one to actually show this, because a lot of his attacks involve him actually going up in the air and attacking, or doing that and trying to hit, and they're just not hitting. Yeah, he gets stuck on the pillars. There he goes. He hit that time. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what Anubis is doing. Is he pulling a Jesus? I don't know what that was about. Oh man. That was definitely not a good showcase of Anubis. So yeah, when it comes to super high up in the air pals like Phalaris, he does not do well against, because of a lot of his attacks involve shots to the ground or up in the air and stuff. The only attack that it seemed like he was able to do to get to land really was the ground smash. Let's feed him another burger. And you know what? I forgot that the tower boss itself is electric with Orzek. So this is a good thing that I mentioned this, because I completely forgot. So this ought to be a pretty good fight here. Oh, you know what? We're actually going to bring our other Doom Mud with us as well. So right now, after we added the other Doom Mud, we are doing 3,422 attack power. So good numbers there. And now that we're going to go against Orzek, I'm not sure. The electric weird dragon thingy. You definitely don't need to be out. All right, let's see how he does. There it is. First hit is pretty solid. We're doing quite a significant amount of damage as well. This is one where I would say that it's not necessary to run a Gobfin stack, but to do a Doomud stack with Vanguard and Stronghold Strategist is definitely not a bad idea. We're melting them with the AR. Because, yeah, all the Doomuds that I have are running Vanguard and Stronghold strategists on them, and we cranked them up to 4 stars apiece to give the best benefit out of the attack power for our Anubis. He did a pretty good job in dodging that stuff. Good hard hits, too. I don't even have to attack anymore. He'll take care of the rest. Boom goes the dynamite. So yeah, very strong against Orzik. He barely lost any health in that fight too. And any health that he did lose, he ended up getting it right back. So last and certainly not least, it is Shadowbeak. So as a preventative measure, because Shadowbeak does have a lot of very strong attacks, we are going to feed him a Rush or Hot Dog, which will bring his attack back down to 2,850 sticks. Still really good attack power, but it also brings his defense up to 1,182. So about the same as our Blazemut was yesterday. He's doing a number on me. Now I'm getting the double attack music again. Ooh, got him with a spinning back kick. Oh, that ain't good. That's really not good. Well, we're in a bit of a pickle. We're going to have to hope that Anubis actually gets this. We're going to feed him a burger since he hasn't really taken too much damage right now. Hopefully get the lead out with him a bit. I'll put these last rounds of shotgun into the Shadowbeak here. How much damage are we doing? Yeah, very little. All right, bit of a battle there, but we ended up killing him out. Broke our AR with the last bit of stuff. He did take quite a significant amount of damage, but he survived, did pretty well. And again, pretty good damage. So in conclusion, is Anubis worth it? Of course. When it comes to his work capabilities with the crafting of materials and everything, there's nothing else better. He is your starting at 4 crafting and ends up at a 5 after you 4-star him. Put some souls into the work speed and you have yourself a great crafter, and you can get him super early. As far as the combat side, I was actually thoroughly impressed with the combat from him and the numbers that we could get out of him. With this one, or with the one that I was working with here, like I said, this isn't a perfect, but it's still pretty good. A 91 defense, 71 with attack, and 82 with health as far as his IV goes. If you go full of hundreds, then this thing's going to be pretty nasty, and a really good pal to take against other electric pals such as Orzik when it comes to the tower bosses. And if you're going to go with a specific electric pal defeater kind of like that, then I would definitely suggest probably using Earth Emperor on him specifically, and if you're going to be using all Earth skills anyway, go ahead and do that. The way that I built him is not necessarily incorrect, but it is not optimized for the ground attacks, because you could definitely get some more damage out of him by putting on Earth Emperor. That's one thing that I think that I would change. And when it comes to overall attacks in general, his 3 specific attacks are actually pretty cool. They do pretty good numbers, and they cycle fairly quickly for what it's worth. Even with them being at, I think it's like a 120, 100, and a 140. Yeah, 120, 100, and 140. So even them being like slightly bigger attacks, they still do pretty good damage and stuff. And if you wanted something a little bit quicker on there, he does learn Stone Blast and Sand Tornado. Sand Tornado's really good. Rock Lance, not really a fan of. We have discussed that in our full breakdown of all the skill fruits. It's an hour and 8-minute long video. I'll leave that at the end of this video for you to click on if you are interested in that, because we went through all of the main skill fruit, skill tree stuff that you could get and be able to put on pals. And this definitely was not a super strong one for what it's worth. I wish they would say what the aggregate actually does. Like, I'm not sure what muddy does, but it is something that is applied, which is the aggregate. Aggregate? I don't know how that word's pronounced. I think I may have pronounced it right. I'm not sure. But yeah, as far as going against other pals, I mean, he did pretty well against what we threw him against. And if you have a lower end one that you want to do for that, then it's not necessarily a bad idea. I think that there are better pals that are optimized for other fights, especially early game, rather than using an Anubis for fighting, considering that your early game, you're not trying to build up like various different pals and stuff. Anubis is kind of one that you could do specifically to go after electric pals, but the only 2 electric pals that are on the stronger end of the board is Dionysus Lux, and then you have the tower boss of Orzik or Orsic, however you want to pronounce them. Other than that, like, most of the other ones are pretty low end and can be taken out without having to do the damage stacking. But if you want something that's going to be a bit more beastly and give you the upper hand, say that you are running a hard mode playthrough, then I think that this wouldn't be a bad idea. But yeah, I'd say probably, if not the best, probably in the top of the ground type pals that are out there as far as combat goes. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, drop a like. If you guys enjoy my content, drop a sub, and write down in the comments below what you think about the combat version of Anubis. Other than that, keep your willy washed, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.